and the whole camera just went with my wave. Ridiculous.
I think sometimes it's the noise that sets it off.
Oh yeah.
I think. I was trying to work it out. I think it's the noise.
Maybe it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, hello. A pair of us are back. So Laura had to do two on your own.
Well, it was a podcast, and one was more like a video diary thing. And that was just out of laziness. Although it probably ended up taking longer.
I'd say it might have done.
With all the editing of the pictures. If it was just about loading up the video, it would have been quick.
So I know what you mean. In hindsight,
yeah, different though.
yeah, totally. So because I've been busy, but my sister's wedding is over now, so my life has returned to normal. We're just discussing normal and not normal, and we're obviously not normal. But anyway, yes, we are Olann.
We are, yeah. So you can find us on Facebook as Olann, on Instagram as Olann Magazine.
Twitter, we're Olann, and we have the Ravelry group as well, so it's just Olann.
Yeah,
I think it's just Olann and Ravelry. And
they're the ones that we need to tell you about anyway. The rest of them, don't worry.
I was like, there's more, but there's not. No. So if you're a returning visitor or visitor, hello, thanks for coming back. And if you're new, welcome.
Yeah.
And
hi.
Enjoy.
Yeah, hope so.
Yeah.
Okay, we've been chatting for ages already this morning, so we probably need to get this done. And yeah. Okay.
So in the last issue, it was our lace windows issue.
Yeah.
Lace curtains, lace windows.
And so it begins.
You're just like, yeah. Of course, lace curtains in the windows issue. And so we've already done the...
Into the Light.
Yes, and the arbors and vines from Michael. And so we have our last design, which was An Bronntanas, a little baby cardigan.
It is actually so cute.
With a really nice decorative lace yoke, which is actually really, really simple. I knit this little guy up, and actually this down here I just thought was the cutest little thing, and it's echoed then on the cuffs. I just thought it's just such a beautiful little cardigan actually, and it's gotten a really good reaction on the site. People just seem to love it. I think helped in no small part by our beautiful little model Avery. She was so super cute.
She's such a cutie. She really was.
She was so good.
Yeah.
So in fairness, the photos look lovely. So this is going to be winging its way to Avery. And that was by Jackie McAvoy.
Yeah.
And this is knit in Drops Cotton Merino, unicolor.
Was it nice to knit with?
Yeah, it was actually. And even just feeling it, it just feels lovely and lovely and smooth.
Yeah, and it's got a good amount of stretch, hasn't it? Yeah.
And it's cotton, I guess, so it's nice and cool for the summer. Because obviously with babies you'd be kind of layering so that there'd be a little kind of
Jackie, when I was chatting to her, she said that this was, I think, her current favourite yarn to knit with.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Oh, and then I wanted to show you the little buttons. So the little wooden teddy bear heads, and I bought those down in Sheep's Head from Karina of Strand Designs, and they just set it off perfectly actually. Yeah. So they're perfect. So that was a really fun knit and really quick actually. I guess baby stuff is in general, but there's nothing difficult about it. It just flies up, and it's a lovely little gift. And I think there was a few sizes, wasn't there?
There was.
I think this is a 6-month size.
Did it go up to 12 months? My fault. I haven't written it down.
Yeah.
If I think of it, I'll put a thing along the bottom.
Yeah.
We have doggies going mad.
And I warned them. I told them to be quiet. There's a few doors down. They've got a CAT. I can't even see the word now because they'll hear me. It's a black CAT.
I was going to say, is it the black one?
Brazen.
Yeah, I saw
like
it.
Brazen, as he sits in our garden, licking itself just outside the window, going, "Yeah, lads, I'm here," and the dogs are freaking out, and the cat just doesn't pay a blind bit of notice to them. It's so funny. Cats, they're just tricksy, aren't they?
They are. Yeah.
So, oh god. Anyway, they're quieting down again, so that's okay.
Yeah. I think Jackie, I know she has quite a few other baby knits as well. I've definitely got one of her patterns, which is called the Tuppence, I think. Just kind of a little, I think if I remember rightly, it's got a kind of cross between, a mix up of plain and pearl stitches to kind of be decorative. It's really pretty.
Yeah.
So I think she designs under the name, is it Kitty Winks Knits or something? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And she's based in Portugal, isn't she?
Yeah. So yeah, cute little knit, and that's the last of our designs for the previous issue, and the next issue will be published in a few weeks' time. Yeah.
We might be a little bit late, mightn't we? Because of our knitted knocker campaign, but more about that later. Yeah. Okay. So will we do the Olann and Loves?
So we have the last of our Olann and Loves items. I think we have 3 items in this issue.
Do you want to do this one?
Oh yeah.
She furtively brings it around this way and this way, and there's a business card.
Cute. So this is actually, these are really nice, aren't they? They are. They're like really nice.
Yeah.
Anyway, I digress. So it's a project bag. And obviously there's like a load of different projects bags on the market, but these are a little bit different, I suppose. Yeah. So it's from Emerald Fibres, and she is based in Offaly, and this is her card here, and it's a nice kind of canvas, so it's quite sturdy, and it has a nice, as you can see here, it will stand, and then obviously she must do screen printing.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, and each one's different.
She has a really nice selection of motifs or designs actually, and then this handy kind of here, and it's a drawstring also. There's just, I mean, in fairness, they're very well made and just really, really sturdy and nice.
And this will soften up with use.
Yes.
The drawstring bit will the more you use it, the more it will soften up. Yeah. So at the moment it seems kind of rigid, but it will soften. And she gets her tags made, doesn't she? She's got a lovely tags made.
And she's nice lining in the middle there, nice brickwork. And then actually her little logo is nice. Really nice, like a little kind of geometric emerald.
I met Kira up at Yarn Folk actually.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Yeah, she's really nice.
Yeah. So we love, actually, these are just, they're really, really nice actually.
Yeah, they're a good size. Yeah. And I suppose you could fold it down.
You could, I guess.
Yeah. To kind of, if you wanted it to be more like a bucket while you were knitting from it. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the ones that they stand with no problem. They're just there. Yeah, cool. So we were delighted to get that and to review those, and check out her, I think it's an Etsy shop, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. She has a load of different designs, really kind of quirky. I think she just did a shop update recently actually, I think I saw on Instagram, so there'll be a lot of new bits and bobs on there.
Flamingos and stuff like that, wasn't there, I think, if I remember rightly.
Cool.
So then the next one we wanted to do was the Quicklets by Mouseloft, and obviously Adamir's gone into her embroidery kit. So Mouseloft, they've actually been around for quite a while. I'd looked at them years back to get them into the shop, and I suppose the shop, I had embroidery, but I didn't do an awful lot of it. So the Mouseloft kits come in 2 sizes. So they come in stitchlets and quicklets, and this is a stitchlet, isn't it? Which is their smallest one.
Cute.
And they've got so many different designs. There's everything you need in the kit. There's the Ada, the threads, the needles in there as well, and there's a chart. And I think that they're kind of like pocket money prices. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think they retail
about 2 or 3 quid.
Yeah, £2 or £3 in the UK. So here, I mean, there are stockists here as well in Ireland, and I'm sure there's stockists in quite a lot of different places. Because
I think I've seen them around actually.
Yeah. And the pug was one of their new designs. And I mean, everything's pug at the moment, really, still, isn't it? So they're all counter cross stitch. Definitely worth checking out. Especially, they're a good stocking filler. I know it's not that time of year quite yet, but let's be honest, I think we will probably, I definitely am. I can't show you half of my Tadars.
Oh yeah, well I'm
not. Really good.
You're really good. Yeah.
I'm not normally, that's why.
No, I'm a disaster.
Yeah. This year I'm like, I'd made some promises, so this year I have to follow through.
Damn it, why? That's the thing. Someone says, oh, that's lovely. Like, people say, oh, that's lovely. Who don't know, like my sister-in-law now. Oh, I love one of those. Could you knit me one of those? I'm like, what? Okay. But, you're kind of, they think you can just like do it in like, an hour or two, I'm kind of like, well, there's a bit of work goes involved into this, but yeah. And I like knitting stuff for people I like. That's a bit unfair. Well, anyway, I digress.
We moving on.
How long did it take me? 10 minutes. Go on, you've missed me. You've missed this. Funny mouth.
Okay, we'll do the next thing. So have you?
Oh.
I don't think you've actually seen
haven't
these,
seen
have you?
these.
Okay, so I'll babble about them only because I have knitted with them. So the last item that we featured in the Olann was the ergonomics needles by Prim. Now I'm hoping that most of you will have seen something about them by now. Basically, I don't know if you can see, they're a triangular shape needle. They're plastic, and I like to knit with wood. Do you prefer to knit with wood?
Yeah, I do.
When you listen to a lot of other podcasters, Chow Goose and Higher. They tend to feature an awful lot in what people say, don't they? But I'm a wooden needle girl all the way. So I was a little bit sceptical about these, I'm not going to lie. And I knitted my pinwheel blanket using this set until I couldn't fit it on anymore.
Right.
And I actually really liked them. I was really
I like
surprised.
the feel of them.
Yeah.
And then there's a little
point.
It
is fantastic.
Is it? And what makes that so good?
I think because it narrows, it goes into the stitch a little bit easier.
Yeah, okay. I can see that.
Like they have a blunt tip, so if you like a sharp needle, these definitely aren't going to be for you. Mind you, having said that, because the tip is so narrow, you might still get on with them. This feature is fantastic. It turns into a stitch keeper to stop, like a stitch stopper to stop your stitches falling off.
Very good.
The triangular shape, I think it's kind of quite well known now that I've got RA. So I found the triangular shape really, really good. Even with the Portuguese knitting, when I was knitting with the standard throwing technique, I always used to use square needles. Right. Since I've switched to Portuguese, I don't find that flows quite as well as it used to. Yeah. But the triangular shapes seem to work with the Portuguese.
Interesting.
They're just, I really like them. For me, if they brought them out in wood, I think I would actually go and buy them straight away, without a doubt. So they come in fixed circulars, straights and DPNs. I don't have anything but good things to say about them. I will do a proper review for our blog, just haven't got round to it. Kind of just giving you all the different points to them. But I like the look pleasantly of them. Surprised, I have to say. Yeah.
And you would think, what could they possibly do with needles that they haven't already done? Yeah. But that's an interesting one.
Yeah. Yeah, so Prim, I like them in wood.
Please, give me some wood. More stuff. Oh no. I genuinely didn't even think of that. Oh dear. Oh god. Just can't take me anywhere. I'm mortified. I'm sorry. Oh god, I'm actually sweating now. Oh dear.
Ovulating much?
I didn't even think about that. Okay. Whew. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ta-da!
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to start with the ta-da that I'm actually wearing.
We'll put a picture.
Yeah, I can take it off and show you. But it's I think I was talking about this, and I showed you that I had cut off the shirt collar of one of Glenn's old shirts, and I was going to do some embroidery on it. So I have done, and I'll show you, because I'll show you the good side, because I did one side first and then another side. So the first side is poor.
It looks no, it looks lovely. Both sides look lovely.
Okay, that's the bad side. Okay, so it's just literally lazy daisies, some French knots, and a little heart with backstitch. and then I did broadly the same on the other side. And then I snipped off the kind of the dark grey button that was on it, and I put in a nice bright little button with yellow thread. And it's like it's just like a necklace. It's like wearing jewellery actually. Yeah. It just brightens up.
It works really well. Yeah, it does work really well.
It kind of jazzes up an outfit, and it kind of you can wear it like that, but I have kind of tucked in as if I'm wearing a shirt, you know, so it looks like I'm wearing a shirt underneath my jumper.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy with that. So that was just an idea I picked up from that the Molly Makes Embroidery kind of special magazine that they had. But now, I think I probably will be embroidering other bits and bobs. I'm still mortified. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I think with more practice, well, it's like anything really, like that, you know, it'll get better. I just wanted to kind of start off easy,
and that's quite a thick. A collar is quite a thick.
Actually, it was a bit tricky.
Material to go through,
it was a bit tricky,
yeah.
Especially with the French knots. I was kind of trying to get the needle through properly, but so I'd say anything else I do after that will kind of feel a little bit easier actually. So So
I really like it. I think it's really effective.
Happy with it actually. Yeah, it's really cute.
Tadas. So I actually have. Well, you know, to be fair, I kind of really only have one Tadar, but one is something I found. So yeah. So I finished. Yes, you do. I finished my socks.
Oh, they're lovely.
So I haven't blocked them yet. I was, to be fair, it did occur to me last night at about 1 o'clock that they probably could do with being blocked, but I was like, no. So if you look, you can see it quite clearly there. It looks like a ladder. It's actually not though. Like when you...
Oh, is it just a crease?
Yeah. I mean, it is where I knit my socks on two circular needles. And it is where my stitches have joined.
Right.
But it's not like a normal ladder, so I'd say it'll block out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love them,
I think...
I like the wine and the heels, toes and cuffs. It's cool.
I didn't bring the yarn with me, but I'm going to update my project notes. But it was, I'd said it before, it was Opal, one of the Sweet and Spices, and then Drops Fable on the toes. And I made these, probably if you've seen the other episodes, you'll know that I was having a few problems with my tension after switching to the Portuguese knitting. And noticing it in socks, not so much noticing it in anything that was kind of 4 millimeters and above.
Okay.
But in socks, I was really noticing it. So these I knitted on a 2.75, and I think, that's my normal sock tension. So obviously on a sock tension, I need to be on a slightly bigger needle.
Right.
I got carried away a little bit longer than I normally wear my socks. Hopefully they're not that much longer. Well, or Dean will be really pleased that they're not that bit longer. So that's my...
Oh, I love them.
Yeah,
really nice.
I love the colours.
The colours, I love that yellow colour. It's so nice.
It's kind of real like desert
savannah
thing, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Cool.
And even I can ignore the purple, so that's fine.
Yeah, it's not purpley purple. Yeah.
So then you can.
So finally, I think this must have been in like a naughty little bugger at one point. I finished my nori. Yay! So it's from Pom Pom, last summer's Pom Pom issue, and it's a Carol Feller design, and you might have seen me kind of. It's hard to show you, but. Anyway, it's worked out really nice.
You've got a picture of you in it, haven't you?
Yeah, I can pop that up actually.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there's a nice design feature here on the side, which is the
it looks really
little
good.
bit of alternative stitching, which I think looks really nice on the side. So it kind of it's at the front and the back, which is really cool. And it was a really interesting construction. I think I've spoken about this. So it was. Sorry, we're just peering because our phone is acting up a little bit again. But yeah, it's an interesting construction. You cast on for the sleeves, and then you knit like up this way all the way along, and then you do a 3 needle bind off for the seam here on the top, which was something I'd not done before. I just think it's really, really nice, and it's a nice. I need to sew in some of those ends, but there wasn't even that many ends actually. And this wool is, I can't remember. Was it West Yorkshire Spinners?
West Yorkshire Spinners. Was it there, Aaron?
I think it was. Yeah. Again, I have the details, so I'll pop them in the show notes, and I got that in the Constant Knitter. And it's so super soft, and I'm really, really happy to finish
It does look really,
you know,
and it looks lovely on you.
It does look nice on.
Yeah.
It just looks really pretty.
And it's a totally different look to what the original was because you've made it in wool.
Yes, that's true. Because the other one was linen, I think. So it's more drapey.
Yeah.
But this is a bit. Yeah, it is a bit more.
Yeah.
It's less. Yeah, it's less flowy. It's more kind of structured. Let's say. But yeah, I love it. I really love it.
It's going to be great for layering as well. Like you said, you've been wearing it over a vest, but
just over a vest because it's so warm. But in the winter, I could probably have like like a denim shirt under it now, or a white shirt, or even just a long sleeve top because the sleeves just come to. I think they just come to like just around by my elbow there. So a nice long top in the winter would be nice. Yeah, I'm delighted with it actually.
No, it does look really, really good.
It worked out really well.
Yeah, and then my last ta-da is actually a pair of these, which I think I made them for Dina. I made exactly the same ones for Dina. Yeah. And then I don't even remember knitting these for me.
Oh right.
I obviously made those ones for Dina. That would be at least a year ago, wouldn't it now? Longer than that.
Sleep knitting, maybe.
No, maybe. And I'd obviously made myself a pair and then completely forgotten about it because I found them in a bag and they had no ends sewn in.
Oh, right.
So, so bonus socks.
Bonus. Rose City Rollers?
Yeah. Well, remember
but
before I didn't actually, I didn't actually really follow the pattern. I just kind of, I do my own. I'm just short, but I suppose they're kind of that's what they were inspired by, definitely. But so bonus socks,
nice one.
Yeah,
love that.
So I've got 2 pairs of socks.
Cool.
2 pairs of new socks.
Nice one. In the last episode,
the last podcast, last episode that I did by myself.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Of all the people, the garden centre that was dead. And actually, the garden centre was lovely. And when I say it was dead when I went there. There was no one there. From what I've heard, it's a really, really busy garden centre because loads of our friends had heard of it. But when as soon as I started filming, lots of people started turning up. And I was like,
Murphy's Law.
Just a little bit embarrassing. Yeah. So the giveaway, I launched a giveaway because otherwise we were never going to get this stuff given away.
No. Yeah. And it was because it's these fabulous. I think we reviewed them, or at least we showed you some of these.
Yeah, we did review them.
They're just cool. I love this trend.
Went to the pink.
I know, I love this. It's just so delicate.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we had 4 to give away, didn't we?
Yeah. So we had the Rico Cotton Degrade, the Stylecraft Candy Swirl, the Serdar Colour Wheel, and the Wendy Evolution.
Cool.
So we had 4. I asked for you to tell us about your Christmas makes. So anything that you were planning on making for Christmas, that's that C word again, that's twice. Sorry. So, and we actually had quite a few responses, didn't we? I think 22.
Yeah.
And because we needed to draw 4 winners, we've already drawn them. So that would be easier. And so our first winner was number 5, which was Irish Cat, or is Irish Cat. What's the next one?
Number 22, which was Fia Knit, F-I-A Knit.
Number 2, which was Miss Corsage.
And number 9, which is Pearl Petal.
So I'll randomly pack them up. I won't pay much attention, and then I'll just send you each one. So
congratulations.
So if you've seen this, it would be great if you could just PM me. I'm Left Foot Daisy on Ravelry, and just send me your postal address. But I'll actually get in contact with you as well.
Yeah. And we'd love to see what you guys make with this.
We really like to. So we might have a few camera issues again.
Oh yeah, I can see.
This.
We're going to get a countdown in about a minute. I don't know what that is. No, so weird.
No, yeah.
We'll motor on anyway and see how we get on. In our We Had to Have It section. So I haven't bought any yarn actually, but I have bought 1 or 2 reading bits and bobs. So I was in my local supermarket and I picked up this magazine called In the Moment. And it's kind of mindful ways to live your life well is what the subtitle is. And I think I was saying to the girls knitting group that I think it has something to do with Molly Makes, because the editor of Molly Makes is actually one of the writers in this, because there's different sections, and one of the sections is creativity, and she's the writer within that. But it's a really nice magazine, It's got a lot of bits and pieces. So there's like well-being, creating, living, and escaping, and lots of just nice features, kind of nice articles. Actually, I was reading this would be very useful, or not useful, but it sums us up. But there's a whole thing about laughing and how laughing is really good for you, and actually, yeah, 3 keys to laughing more.
Okay.
Laughter is a tranquilizer with no side effects, and just really, really interesting about laughing. But what made me really sad when I was reading it was that like so many people just they don't laugh, or it's not a natural thing for them to laugh, because there was tips in how to laugh, and I just like there's people. It was like
oh yeah,
you have to have a natural propensity to laugh, and like we obviously do, but I just couldn't imagine like going through.
Is that maybe because they're brought up in families that don't laugh as much?
I don't know. I just don't know, because it says like myths busted. It says we must be happy in order to laugh, but that's not necessarily true. Like some days when I'd be really down or sad, I'd still like if Ben tells me something funny, I would still laugh like hysterically. Yeah. I don't necessarily have to be happy to laugh. But they're saying about how laughter can actually lift you out of I know that sounds, but it actually kind of triggers things in your brain. Anyway, I just thought it was really cool, and it has all this research into it. But it's kind of nice little articles, and it's
a magazine that you can dip into and take your time with. Yeah.
And then in the middle of it, then it has this really cool feature, which I'm just going to show you. But it was attached here, and you take it out, and it's like a mini magazine, and it's called Take a Moment, and they're going to put one of these in every issue. And all that's in it is a short story. So the short, it's a couple of pages. So it'll be about whatever. Then it'll have like a crossword or a puzzle that you can kind of just take time out. And then everyone is going to have like a drinks recipe, like a refreshing drink or a cocktail. So it's a kind of cute little thing that you can just pop in your bag if you were kind of, I don't know, maybe in a waiting room or something. I just thought it was a really kind of nice idea. I hadn't seen it before in a magazine. And then they had a lot of obviously we're crafty, but they have a lot of like paper things in here that you can just cut out, and they had free kind of postcards. All in, I just thought it was a really kind of full didn't just focus on one thing, but yet it didn't feel like they were kind of shoehorning stuff in. I really liked it. So I think I probably will be getting this again.
Yeah, so you found that one, and I've recently found Breeze.
Oh yeah, they're probably a little bit similar, aren't
they?
I'd say
so. Yeah. We had to have it. Sorry, my head is not working at all. I'm kind of warm. So yeah, you're saying and I'm obviously going to go ugh.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah. So as you know, if you've been watching this before, I'm a member of the Hilltop Cloud Time Travelers Fibre Club. And yeah, so you can see Dee went and I went So I have 200 grams of this, what I'm sure lots of other people think is a beautiful colourway.
Yeah.
So it's kind of lilacs and pinks
and the orange,
orange flashes in there. And it's so this is called Saffron Crocus. And it was the July Club, so I think I'm safe to show it now. I'd say I probably am. And it's a blend of 17% linen, 17% merino, and 66% BFL. And for those of you that don't get the club or don't know about the club, every month Katie selects a fibre and she bases it on something in history, a time in history or something like that. So I'll leave you play because it's definitely your colours. So it says here, this is the second time that we've used this particular colour as inspiration. In March 2016, we visited the Saffron Revolution, a period when Buddhist monks in Burma played a key role in protesting against the ruling military in junta.
I'd say junta, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. So, so this is the inspiration for this is saffron, is the spice saffron. But yeah, they're not my colours.
No, they're not.
No, they're really, really not. And actually, one of the clubways was a black.
Okay.
And the black wouldn't be my colourway anymore. But I'm going to spin the black because I think the black would be great for other things.
Contrast.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So this has actually really spurred me on to start doing a Ravelry de-stash page, I think,
good
because
idea.
that is definitely going to appeal to somebody.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think over the next, my job to do over the next couple of weeks is to start an actual de-stash page, to start kind of, I think things that I have that I know other people will like, so that's going to be my first fibre to go on my de-stash page. But it's really lovely, and I noticed that you get an email when you're signed up to the club. You get an email when your payment's taken, and I noticed that I got an email saying that my payment had been taken for the next instalment, which will be the September club. No,
is it
August
every month?
club. It's every month. Yeah, so it'll be the August club. I think it's the August club. It comes out at the end of the month, so that should be bringing its way to me soon. So.
I like the historical references.
I do.
That's cool.
Yeah,
actually.
yeah, I do. I think we had one that was, is it turkey red recently? We had a really nice red. No, it's really good.
Yeah.
And I like that kind of getting some fibre in the post that you're not expecting, do you know?
Cool.
But yeah, you take a risk with anything like that you're going to get sent a colour that you don't like, and
true.
Yeah, that kind of came in. I was like,
speaking of colours then, my second.
oh yeah.
Oh, I mean, look, they say.
Oh, it's lovely.
They say don't judge a book by cover, but I totally judge this book by its cover.
Book club though.
Look, that is
someone's
so cool.
definitely judged a book by a book club in book club before, and
so it's called The Secret Lives of Colour, and it's called by Kasia St. Clair, and I ordered it online. I was intrigued. Oh, look at the inside pages. I mean, seriously, I know it's just colours, but anyway. But the glorious thing about this book, it's they take 75 interesting colours or shades, and they tell you the origin stories or the kind of the history of those particular colours.
Okay.
So, for example, I'm gonna go shocking pink. Da, da, da. And so they tell you the whole history. So apparently, this dates back, or shocking pink dates back to this woman called Daisy Fellows, and she was the only daughter of a French aristocrat, and she became this notorious transatlantic bad girl, no less, in the 20s and the 30s. So it's like you're kind of brought back and picturing it or whatever. But she, apparently, did you know what she did once? She dosed her ballet teacher with cocaine.
I think I've read something
I've
about
never heard
Daisy
of this
Fellows
woman
before. Yeah, I think.
But she used to edit the French version of Harper's Bazaar, so maybe that's what it was.
Yeah.
And she used to have like all these affairs and throw all these parties. She just sounds
fair play,
fabulous.
Yeah.
But she wore something. It was a Cartier bright pink 17-carat diamond that had once belonged to Russian royalty. That was a shocking pink colour, and she wore it one day when she was meeting one of her favourite designers. This designer wrote about it later and said that the colour flashed before her eyes, and there was no name for the colour at the time. She's like, it was a shocking pink, and that's where where shocking pink came from, that colour. But it's a nice kind of coffee table book, and it has loads of different colours, like Kelly green. Yeah. So naturally, as we would imagine, it's to do with Irish heritage and St. Patrick's Day, and most people I haven't read this, so I'm not I can't pick it out, but it's just really interesting, and it, the book itself kind of goes through, you can see there, but goes through all the shades.
It's very pleasing.
It
isn't
is,
it?
yeah. I mean, there's not I was showing it to Glenn, my husband. He designs books, and I was saying, what do you think of this? And he was like, it's so plain, but yet it's everything.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to do anything else.
Yeah, it works very well.
And it has every shade, like every kind of group. So they group all the different shades or hues in. So that's the orange, obviously, naturally, and then we have the yellows and. So it starts like that. So actually, it's just one of those books that you can just dip in and just leave it on the table and have a little bit of a read.
Yeah,
anyway,
so it kind of combines colour and design and then history and it's kind of,
it'd be a nice one now for indie dyers or something, where they can kind of really get to
the names and stuff. Really play, because then they could a bit like this, a bit like the time travel
exactly
stuff.
kind of the history and kind of the background of the colours. So there you go.
Definitely.
Interesting one. Kasia St. Clair.
Okay.
Yeah. And I just got it on Book Depository.
Okay. We had to have it. Yeah, lately I've been going a little bit bonkers again. Maybe it's because I think I'm going to start getting rid of stuff that I'm like...
okay. Subconsciously you think, I can start buying stuff now.
Yeah, so what was I buying? I can't even remember what I was buying. I had to buy something. There was something, it might have been something that I needed to buy for the magazine, I can't remember. I'd run out of something for the magazine, remember? And I needed to get something. Yeah. So I happened to notice that they were clearing Navia. I think that's probably not how you pronounce it. And I haven't knitted with this, and I've always wanted to knit with this, so I was restrained, and I only got 4 balls.
Okay.
Because in my head I've got this idea for something, which I'll probably forget. I'll need to write it down. And I was just thinking, those 4 colours together.
Yeah, they're good.
It's obviously something to do with daisies. What's in my head?
Yes, I feel it. Oh, nice.
So I just thought, do you know what? I haven't ever knitted with it. It's one of those yarns that I've always wanted to try. And I just think, I picked it up at bargain price. So it's 100% pure new wool. It's more of a kind of a rustic yarn.
It is, yeah.
But as far as I know, it softens up. I think, is it called Trio? Navia Trio, I think.
That's from the Faroe Islands.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So.
Oh yeah, Trio. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's just something. Do you know what it is? I love this green.
Yeah, that green is lovely.
I love this green. And there wasn't enough of this left. Otherwise, I think I probably would have got enough for a cardigan.
Oh, would you? Okay.
So I was like, well, for that money, I think it was literally like £2 a ball or something.
Way. Wow.
And because I already had to put an order in anyway, I was like, they're coming home for me. So they came in the post. That was rather nice.
Oh, I like stuff in the post. Yeah.
So, and I have, when I was up at Yarn Folk. Oh, thank you so much for everyone who told me that I had missed the Bearing Sheep's Clothing specially dyed colourway for the show. Yeah. And I spoke to Bernie and Derek, and they actually had 2 hanks left at the end of the show. And Derek they were going to keep them each to knit up themselves, but Derek had been persuaded to part with his hank. So Bernie very kindly agreed to part with mine.
That's sweet.
And I'll share that on the next podcast.
Oh,
but
okay.
yeah. So thank you.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah. So I will have some Yarn Folk inspired Yarn Folk socks eventually.
Cool.
Yeah.
What was it? Was it called Yarn Folk or the something folk or the best folk? Yeah.
Yeah. And it was based on the logo, wasn't it? So that's what I get when you're talking to people just here, and you're like not going to look down. And I had a whole I think I had truly a couple of days where I was like, oh, I can't believe I didn't buy any yarn. Yeah. I don't need it. I really don't need it.
No, you really don't need it. But sure, look, it's not about need. It's about want.
And admitting you've got a problem is half of it.
Yeah, you're taking that step. Yeah. Yeah, we've got it under control.
Exactly.
Yeah. You know there's a problem there, and that's, you're not in denial, like. They're so funny.
So, should we do that? It will be lovely when it's finished. Yeah.
If anyone follows me on Instagram, you'll have seen that I cast on my summer festival cardigan. So I've just knit. So it's a top down. So I'm just starting at the yoke, obviously, and it's pretty straightforward so far, and nice. And I'm using Sirdar Snuggly DK, and it's actually called Butter Tubs. So yeah, it's a real buttery, rich buttery colour. Which was
the colour that drew you.
It was, yeah. So Laura had gifted me the pattern last year on Ravelry Summer Festival. I can't remember whose pattern it is, but I can put it in the show notes below.
Same lady as the Milo, I think.
Is it? Oh yeah, I just never remember names. I'm not really good. But
we'll put it here.
Yeah.
Or in the show notes, or whatever. I can't remember. I'm really sorry.
The interesting thing about this is, so I just need to continue this for a while, and then I'm going to be dividing it for the sleeves and picking up stitches here, and there's a section called brooch section where there's going to be a little lace, and it's like 3 little circles that look like a brooch on the cardigan. So I'm really looking forward to that. That's a new technique for me as well. So I'm loving it, and I'm looking forward to. I just think the colour. I think I really embraced yellow and mustard. But I think I bought this yarn last year on our yarn crawl when we went up to Winnie's, and I bought like the whole. Yeah, I think I
just bought a pack, didn't you?
Just bought a pack.
Just easier.
Yeah. But so yeah, I'm loving it, really enjoying it now. It's just a nice mindless knit so far.
Yeah.
So you know, it's kind of one that you can kind of just get going
It's
with.
really, and that the snuggle. I mean, we said it before, but the snuggle is actually a really nice yarn to knit
Oh,
with,
it
isn't
is
it?
actually. Yeah,
it is.
yeah. It's really nice and smooth, and there's no, you know, it doesn't bit or it doesn't fray or anything like that. It's really nice.
Yeah, it is a nice one.
Hmm.
So I
More socks.
more socks. If you finish socks, you need to cast on socks. So it's turned inside out because I obviously knit mine. I pearl mine. So this is just going to be a pair of Rose City rollers.
Oh,
just
I love
quick,
the colours.
Yeah, just
They're
you
really
would
nice.
do.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah.
So it's because I'm being good and I'm trying to work through my stash. I say that, but you know, I actually picked this up because I didn't have any other sock yarn wound, and I picked up a couple of hanks that I really wanted to do, and I just didn't have time to wind them. I needed something that was just kind of mindless knitting to take with me somewhere. So it's actually another opal, and it's the gallery one, and it is colour 8883. I think that's right. Yeah. So yeah, and then this is actually another Fable. Yeah. So when we were up in Winnie's, I bought a load of just the solid colours.
I remember.
Yeah. And actually, that's what I did when I was up at Yarn Folk. I just bought a few more solid colours. That's what I'm going to do, is just try and get these.
Oh, the Adric filler.
Yeah. The 50 grams are really handy just for cuffs, socks and toes. So that's just that's another kind of quick little knit. So yeah, no, I actually have several things on, no surprises there. Several things on the needles again. No, it's upstairs. It's with my stomach. I was like,
oh no, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
So I do have several Christmas gifts on the needles.
Well done, you. Well done.
Yeah, and a couple of yarns that we're reviewing. I'm knitting. I don't want to knit into swatches. I would like to kind of get. So yeah.
Oh, that's handy. Yeah, cool.
A few things on the go. So this
So
isn't, and
it's not really, and because I was saying to Laura that I was going to cast this on, but actually, I was so tired last night. I just went to bed early than I planned, so I didn't get to cast this on. But I'm going to tell you about them anyway and show you my yarn and stuff, so you can get an idea. But this lady Albina, who's based up in the north, up in Donegal, I think actually, and she has launched a new pattern. Actually, it's from Yarn Folk as well. It's called Yarn Folksy, and it's a sock pattern. And she's made it free until the 1st of September, so there's still time to get it. If you go onto our Ravelry group, and we have a thread called Yarn Folk Festival of Wool, if you go in there, you'll see the link to Albina's pattern. So I thought it was really cute. It's really nice, and it uses slip stitch to kind of create a kind of a funky look to a pretty sock yarn, or like a stripy. And I have picked out my yarn. I've taken it out of the skein actually, just because I wanted to get a better look at it. It's from Fine Fish Yarns, and it's called Don't Dream It's Over. It's from one of their Dye Junkies markets that they do on Facebook.
Was it their 80s?
The 80s ballads.
So
I
we
think.
both got it, didn't we?
Oh yeah, because it's a Crowded House song actually, and we both like them. So naturally, I was drawn in by the beautiful pinks, but then there's like these gorgeous kind of aqua colours, but with just like nice pops of pink, and then there's a lovely, oh yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool? Like a really kind of deep,
like a chocolate
brown,
isn't
yeah.
It? Yeah.
And like chocolate brown goes so nice with pink.
Yeah.
So I'd be interested to see how this cakes up and then get an idea of how it'll knit up. And I will be casting on, I'll put it in a picture of
the socks.
Albina's socks.
Yeah.
She's LB hand knits on Ravelry, so you'll be able to find her there.
And it's free. You have to go. She's left a link, hasn't she, on the page?
Yeah.
You click through. You put in the code, so it's not a Ravelry checkout. It's actually on
her own website. Yeah.
You put in your Ravelry code. It asks you for your credit card or debit card details, but obviously it doesn't take any money.
Yes.
And it's free, isn't
it? It is free. Yeah. And I think actually, in fairness to Albina, she said so it's free up till the 1st of September. But if you kind of see it a little bit later than that, just give her an email and she'll just send you on a new code. I think it's only £3 anyway, to be honest, so it's not as if she's charging 6 or 7 for it or whatever. So even if you wanted to give her £3 for a pattern, it's not for a sock pattern, in fairness, pretty good. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And I'm joining in with a Cal with Bernie from Bare and Sheep's Clothing, and there's a few others who are knitting up these socks. So it'll be interesting to see on Instagram when so I will cast this on, and I'll pop up in our Ravelry group. I'll pop in kind of photos of how it looks, because I'm intrigued to see how this knits up.
Yeah, because I downloaded it after you told me.
Oh yeah.
I downloaded it this morning. Did I download it? Oh, might have done it last. I had a house full of teenagers last night, and I do mean a house full. I had 16 teenagers.
Whew, tough going.
Between the ages of 15 and 18, bordering on 18, I think. And yeah, so I kind of, it's been a long night. And then my eldest son came home. He probably picked the wrong weekend to come home.
Did he come home last night then?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He's like, what's going on here?
And in fairness to them, they were really, really good. But just silly things like coming in, because we've got a den outside with pool table and stuff like that. So they're really lucky, and they can, because I live in the middle of nowhere, they can play the music really loud and stuff like that. But then coming in to use the loo and like slamming the door every time they come in and go out, and it's like, really? And then the dogs were like, you do know there's people outside? The dogs kept telling me there were people outside, and I'm like, really? I know. And that's polite, because towards the end of the night it wasn't getting like that. It was like, really?
How are you still awake?
So another, it will be lovely when it's finished that it's okay to show you. Is actually one of my knockers.
Yeah.
So it's actually a knitted knocker. And we launched our knitted knocker.
Yesterday.
KnockerA-Long. We launched our KnockerA-Long yesterday. So get your knits out, and we launched our KnockerA-Long. And we've covered what the Knitted Knockers organisation is about. We think it's a fantastic organisation ourselves. And we covered that last year, didn't we?
We did a blog post.
And they have chapters all around the world. And the idea is that people knit knockers to use as prosthesis. I can never say that word.
Prosthesis.
That's it.
For ladies who've had mastectomies.
Yeah.
Or lumpectomies.
Yeah. So you know, we'd kind of joked. We'd put it up as a throwback Thursday to remind people, and we kind of joked, oh, what about a KnockerA-Long? And we got such a really good reaction. We kind of thought, do you know what? Cool. Yes. What about a KnockerA-Long? And we want the KnockerA-Long to be international, because they're needed all around the world. We've spoken to a few ladies that use them, that have had mastectomies or lumpectomies, and in fairness, they rave about them. And I think sometimes that's what you need. When you hear about a charity knitting campaign, we've been involved in loads of them, and sometimes you're like, oh, you know, is it something that people really are going to use? Is it something that people are going to want? Because effectively you're giving of your time, you know, forget what something's cost or whatever, it's your time. It's valuable knitting time as well, isn't it? We all know that, or crochet time. So, and the women that we've been speaking to have been raving about them. So I think, I mean, I feel really good about this. Yeah, it's really, really nice. We're women, do you know, yes, there are men that knit, and it's great, and that's fantastic, and men can also be affected by breast cancer. But the majority of people involved in knitting and crochet are women. And I think the statistics are 1 in 9 women in Ireland will be diagnosed with breast cancer, and I think it's 1 in 8 in the UK. Wow. I don't remember what it is in the US, I'm sorry. But so that means it's going to touch all of us in some way, shape or form. My grandmother died as a result of breast cancer. So, do you know? For me it feels kind of personal. For sure. So we would love to spread the word. We have prizes to encourage people to join our KnockerA-Long, and we're going to run it until December. It's more about trying to highlight it for us and trying to get everyone involved. There are tons of resources out there. All the different groups around the world have Facebook pages, or maybe a website set up. There's lots and lots of information, and we're not trying to necessarily encourage you to knit knockers for Ireland. We're saying knit knockers for wherever you are. And here in Ireland, we know that they have a bit of a glut of size B cups. You knit them as per the cup size, not your cup size necessarily. And here in Ireland, they have too many B cups. So they have a shortage of larger sizes, and it might be, we've kind of said on the post, and we will be bombarding everybody with our knockers for quite a long time. Maybe find out where you live, what they're short of, if it's C cups or D cups or you know, bigger
Larger,
G cups.
Yeah.
So, and the patterns are all pretty straightforward. I am following, it's actually in a pattern on the knittedknockers.org website, which is one of the American ones. And you start from the bottom up. So although this is shocking pink, it's because it's my first one. Well, not shocking pink. And I don't know how much yarn it takes, but I'm going to be going to like this kind of more neutral cream. So this is the back of it.
Oh, okay.
And in the pattern, I have a provisional cast on here. And the pattern doesn't say to do that, but you're going to be threading a drawstring through this.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So that the woman that gets it can either take out some of the stuff in, or maybe put a little bit more in. In Ireland, you send them unstuffed or you drop them off to the drop-off points unstuffed. And the drawstring goes in here. And one of the ladies I was talking to has had a mastectomy, and she says what she does is she pulls out a little bit more stuff in, and she kind of jiggles it around to suit what she's had done. Had her lumpectomy, sorry. So I think, I have to say,
it feels that you'll be making, because we can't even imagine what it must be like to be in that situation, and it anything that we can do as women for other women to make their lives I don't know, easier or better. It's a lovely thing, I think, to be involved in.
And to get people talking about it as well, do you know?
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, God, there's so many things that women don't. Women are hard. A lot of women are really hard on themselves, and because we're maybe a bit embarrassed about talking about things, and I don't think this is something that you can be embarrassed about.
No. But it's the good thing about it as well is it's a practical way of helping and using our hobby to help. I just feel. I mean, it's like any charity knitting, really, but it feels a bit more. I don't know. It feels a bit more personal. Yeah.
So we have 2 threads. We're going to have we have 2 threads. Neither of us will set them up yet.
Oh yeah. We will have
2 threads. Hopefully by the end of this weekend we'll at least have one of them going. So we will, because I'll use this to set it up.
Oh yeah.
So we're going to have a chatter thread, and we're going to have an FOs thread. We're going to draw prizes in both of those. If you go on our blog post, we literally gathered up a whole hamper full of prizes, and we're going to add to that. We're going to keep adding to that. Yarn companies will be coming your way with our begging caps. And the idea is that we will pull regular prizes from the chatter thread and the FO thread. So obviously, the more you chat in the chatter thread, we want to hear about your experiences, about how you're finding the knitting patterns. There's knitting patterns for 2 needles and for circular knitting in the round. There's crochet patterns.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So I mean, everyone can get involved. There. So come and chat in the chatter thread. You only have to be a member of the Ravelry group. That's the only stipulation that we've got to be involved with the prizes. And we'll draw them. We'll just draw them regularly and keep that going and keep the momentum going.
Yeah.
And to qualify in the FOs, just upload a picture of the pair of your knockers. Show us your knockers. So yeah, I am. I had to say I didn't have it cast on. I pulled it out last night. I printed off everything, and this morning I knew I had to come here, and I'm like, just one more row.
Yeah.
Just one
I'd
more.
say they're braiding it up quite quickly.
I would say so. Yeah, and I'm using the Classique Stylecraft Classique cotton. On the American website, there is a list of suggested yarns, and it does include yarns that you can get over this side of the pond. There are a few on there, but we'll also do something about recommending yarns that maybe are a bit more easily accessible. The Classique cotton, I've raved about this in the past, and I just really like it. It's a nice soft DK weight cotton. And the only last thing to mention is that most of the groups around the world, they get requested for neutral kind of colours most.
Yeah,
so
sure.
kind
makes
of brown
sense.
skin colours, ivories, white. They're not. That's not to say that some bright ones wouldn't go down well. And if you're stash busting and all you've got is bright, well then some woman's going to want them. Yeah. Do you know? Go for it. So
And just to mention, we said this in the blog post anyway, but we'll be looking for sets. So 2 knockers.
Yes.
two knockers if I mean, I know women will have had single mastectomies and lumpectomies, whatever, but it's probably as easy to too. I don't know what. Like, it's ridiculous.
If you've only lost one breast, then and you get sent a pair, then you've got a pair straight off.
Well, that's it actually. Yeah. And they're probably going to match. So
Some people, I think some of the groups they have like a 5 to 6 week wait. They're needed that much, so they really are needed. Yeah, I mean it would be better if it would be better to think that they have too many of them, wouldn't it? Do you know?
Sure.
And then they might be able to send out more pairs. I think quite often a woman might only get sent out one pair or a single knocker, and it would be lovely to be able to say, here you go.
Yeah.
There's a couple of pairs, there's a couple of sets, you know. So.
And in the US, I don't know if they do it here. I don't know if they do it here in Ireland, but in the US, the medical community, like doctors who do mastectomies or cancer doctors, actually have baskets of them in their room. So they're not just a quirky thing that women are doing. They're actually medically seen as being a really good alternative to reconstructive surgery or like prosthesis or so they are welcomed and approved by doctors.
That's
medical
staff.
Yeah,
because when I went, I did have a quick look on the Irish breast cancer webpage and the UK breast cancer webpage, and I didn't actually see anything mentioned about them. So one of my things I was going to do this week was have another look properly, like investigate the sites completely, and then actually, if I don't find them, I'm going to email them and ask why they're not mentioned on there, because I think that's not, they should be, especially if they're approved. Because I'm on my soapbox. Yeah. In case you hadn't noticed, we've been barred from. Oh my goodness.
It's been a week. I mean, it really has actually. It's taken over. Bloody hell. You know us, guys. We're not crazy. We're not wild. Well, in public. Although I suppose I am. But, yeah, to be barred from a pub, I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, they couldn't accommodate us. The word barred wasn't used, but it effectively means that.
Don't.
Well, Peggy Mitchell, get out of my pub.
What was I was told, we can't accommodate you, and also, we hope you find another venue. In other words, don't come back to this venue.
Yeah.
Bad form.
Kind of speechless. Yeah. It to be fair, it has kind of taken on a life of its own.
Oh my God, it's grown legs, hasn't it? Yeah. I thought maybe 1 or 2 people would go, oh, that's terrible. It's like thousands of people.
It's
oh my God.
In the 20,000s of people, isn't it?
It's
like it really has.
But I'm glad that people are outraged on our behalf. You know, that it's not, are we overreacted? But no, we're not, because, we've literally been told not to come back to the pub. Amazing. Who knew? I don't know. Us knitters. Yeah. Oh well.
So I think we've done everything, have we?
Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
So we probably...
Oh, we didn't. The only thing we didn't mention was that we'll be delayed on the next issue.
Yeah, but I guess we kind of So it'll be a couple of weeks. So it'll be beginning of September.
Yeah. We just want to concentrate a little bit more on launching the Knitted Knockers campaign just a little bit. Just kind of. We just think that it would be good whilst the momentum is there to get it kind of out there and get it seen by people, in the hope that more people will get involved. Yeah. Especially because most people aren't doing their Christmas knitting and stuff here at the moment.
Yeah.
I was going to say knocking up a pair of boobs. Knocking up a pair of boobs.
Knock up a pair of boobs. That's good.
Yeah, it's not too much to ask at this time of the year. I don't think.
No, I don't think so. Summer knitting. It's quick. It's
So I'll keep you posted with how my.
I know.
I keep thinking
the red. Yeah. It's kind of funny.
I'll keep you posted with how my one goes anyway.
Yeah. So we'll probably see you in a couple of weeks, and in the meantime you'll probably have a new issue of the magazine, and it's our colour issue. Boing, boing.
Yes.
Bright.
Yeah.
So enjoy, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.